Okay, today on the to-do list, we're going to go ahead and continue working on the master bedroom closet. It's the first half of the master bedroom closet. The second half, the other room, in other words, is pretty much already done. We'll be showing that here in the future. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and put together one of the Ikea Pax drawers. Obviously, with the Pax system that Ikea has, you can go ahead and mix and match and actually make it literally any design you want. They have so many different pieces that you can go ahead and do everything from jewelry shelves to regular drawers to shelves for your belts, your ties. It's just amazing. Watches, all that stuff. Places for shoes, everything. And like I said, today we're going to start working on a drawer bank. There's going to be a total of 4 drawers going into this bank right here. And we're going to go ahead and get a zoom in on that real quick. In the meantime, let me show you which drawer we're putting together. We are doing this one right here. Okay? And this is all in the black coloring. They have white and black pretty much are their main colors. This is what we've already got done. And I've already started to move some of the stuff in here because I got tired of trying to go to another room to pull out clothes to wear. But most of it's still in the other room. Having said that, right here is where our drawer banks are going to be going. There'll be a center shelf straight across just like there is right there. There'll be another glass shelf right there. And then straight down here will be all the drawers. So we're going to go ahead and get to work on that. And we'll show you how it's done. Oops, let me zoom in just a little bit there. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and use a knife to open this up. Be very, very careful. Obviously, you do not want to go ahead and when you open it, cut into the wood that is in here. So you have to be very, very careful with this. This looks like the best edge to open right here. So I'm just very gently going to slide the knife right underneath here. But again, be very, very careful. You can pull this apart with your hands if you want without using the knife. I've just found it to be a little bit easier. And after putting together so many of these now with the other closets, pretty much gotten used to doing it with the knife. Okay. Knife is starting to get dull too, I can see that. I have to change the blade out. Open up right here. And one more. Okay, we have now got that opened. Give you a close-up of that real quick. Get the camera off here, hold on. Oh, there we go. Alright, so this is what it looks like when you open up the box. Alrighty, they've got your directions, which is the most important thing right here. And we'll be going through those, obviously. Ikea definitely packs everything extremely well. I've never been missing a piece on anything. I've always had the correct number of screws and so forth to use. This is your hardware right here. This is actually one of the sides right here. And right over here we have another one, another side. You can see the little indentation there, and this will be our back piece right here. Yep. So, just moving all this stuff out of the way for now. And as you can see, this cardboard here is just meant for packing. That was it. There's nothing in it. The rest of our hardware for screws and so forth is right there. Grab the front piece, which is right here. Just set that right there for now. Actually, I'm going to move it up here. I don't want it to fall off, like the hardware just did. Alright. When I say the hardware, I mean the rails. In this particular case. Alright. That's the disadvantage of trying to do everything one-handed while you hold the camera. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and bring this back over here, set the camera up on the tripod, and we'll start going through the pieces together and start putting it together. Now you can do this on the floor if you wish. I've just found it's easier to do it on the, after doing the first ones on the floor, I found it's much easier to just go ahead and use the sawhorses. Set the rails aside for a second. Tissue out of the way. Take my pieces right here and move them over here out of the way so I can use the sawhorse. Okay, set this piece right down here. Alright, let me get this cardboard out of the way, the cardboard box. And again, this closet system is called the Pax system, P-A-X. And you can get it at any of the Ikea stores. As you saw in the other video, for the wife's closet, which was actually a 11 by 14 bedroom that we converted into a huge master closet off of this existing master closet. Needless to say, it turned out quite well. And I've been really impressed with the Ikea, the engineering, the quality, durability. It's been amazing. So anyway, let's get started here. The directions go through everything. They tell you how many pieces are there, the whole 9 yards, how many of each little nut and bolt. And as you can see right here, we're going to start right there. Okay. And of course it talks about putting in the screws into what is the, if I remember correctly, the front plate. Alright, so let me go ahead and get that set right here, which will be this one. Just double checking. There is only one board that has all 3 of these holes in it. So as you look at the boards, you're going to see that 2 are identical. Those are your 2 sides. And the back piece is very similar to this, but needless to say, it doesn't have all the holes in it. All right, and let's go ahead and get those screws in. Just that simple. All right. Open up the hardware. And you can check out the other videos that we have on Jim's to-do list right here on my YouTube channel. Feel free to subscribe. There's all kinds of different videos out there, obviously. Whatever the wife comes up with for my to-do list, I try to videotape most of it. Can't always do all of it. It's a little difficult sometimes to do some of the stuff when I only have the one hand to use for zoom-ins, because otherwise, obviously, I have to use the tripod. Now, as we look at this, it tells us in the directions that we want to go ahead and obviously put these little screws right here. Okay, this is the section that's going to be screwed in, is right here on the end with the threads, and that's going to go in the 2 holes that are in the corners, so to speak, of that piece of wood or piece of drawer. We're not going to do anything in the center hole right now. All right, so let me set that aside, grab my cordless drill. Now, you can use a cordless drill, but I do have to tell you, it's a lot easier to use a cordless drill or to use a cordless screwdriver. I just use the drill for everything. However, this just happens to be a Craftsman one, 19.2 volt. You can use just about any size for this because it's nothing heavy duty we're doing now. But what you have to be very careful on is this. You want to adjust the torque, and if you don't have a cordless drill that has an adjustment for the torque, do not use it. Again, I'm saying do not use it, because you will strip those threads out right away. It'll just strip right through the wood. So what I want to do is adjust. You can see the little arrow right here. I want to adjust my torque down, and I'm going to take it all the way down to about 9.5 or 10. Okay, as you can see right there. All right. That way, what happens is this: it'll actually stop turning. For instance, right now, if I go ahead and start it up, it goes like so. If I hold the chuck, this is the chuck right here, you'll actually hear it stop turning. This is, in other words, the driver is not turning. It's just going stopping so like that. So it's not turning anymore. However, if I take it all the way back up to 22, I can't even hold that chuck. It's just going to keep turning, and that's where it's going to burn through all of your wood, strip the threads, the whole 9 yards. So let me take it back down to 9.5. You can see it's right back down there again. Okay, and that's where I'm going to be at to put these in. Okay. Alrighty. Pretty simple in this case. All you're doing is just lining everything up and just sliding those in. Again, excuse me. Again, it's a lot easier to use some sort of cordless screwdriver or cordless drill than it is to go ahead and just use a hand screwdriver. Okay, that's taken care of. So we're going to go on to the next piece. Put that there. Now, the next piece is pretty important, and that's actually the bottom to your drawer. Now, Ikea is very, very, very smart on how they did this, or Pax System. I'm not sure what you want to call it. Again, it is the Pax System, P-A-X. But as it shows the bottom of the drawer, it's actually going to slide into the groove that's at the bottom of that board, okay? Because this is actually the bottom of your drawer. That's the piece we're putting on now. It shows how you're going to go ahead and put it in an angle and move it forward. Now, the reason you want to move it forward is it actually locks itself in place. What you do not want to do is actually bend it too far, because if you do, you're going to snap that little ridge. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is the groove. You can see it right here. Kind of see it anyway. This is the groove right here that that whole bottom piece is going into. Okay. Now, having said that, this is the whole bottom piece, and as you can see, there is an edge or a groove. Let's see if you can see that. That edge right there has to go in that groove on that board. Okay. So there's one on both sides, because we're going to do the same thing on the other one, okay, in the front and the back. So that's going to come over here. Let me double check the directions again myself, make sure I'm putting it in directly. It's kind of like cutting. If you're cutting wood, you always want to measure twice, and you only have to cut once, okay? So I want to make sure I'm putting the groove in right. Also, one thing I've noticed in the past, let me grab the camera here because this will save you a lot of time. One thing I've noticed in the past is this: you want to make sure you follow the diagram. What do I mean by that? On the diagram right here, it's showing you how the piece of wood, okay, in other words the drawer back or front, whichever one you're using, how that is set up, where the groove is at the back or on the left hand side. If you look right now how I have this set up on the sawhorses, it's just the opposite. So I want to definitely change that and make it as it is in the diagram. And again, the reason for that is it just saves so much time, because otherwise you end up putting stuff together backwards and you don't even realize it, okay? And then you just create a mess. All right, so that's done. Put the camera back again. Alrighty. And we're just going to pop this in right here. Get the directions out of the way. And what you want to do is just about center it, because this piece obviously is not as long as the board itself, because you have to put the sides on yet. So you want to kind of center it and just bring it up like so, okay? Then what we're going to do, and again I'm trying to do this one-handed, so bear with me. We're going to want to put the sides on, okay? As you can see, it'll stay right there all by itself, leaning forward just a little bit. This is where they were talking about in the diagram. You do not want to bring this forward more because you will snap that little edge on the edge that goes in the groove. That's on the other side of this piece right here that's now in the groove. Okay, so be careful with that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put on the two sides, as you can see right here. Pretty simple, okay, because they're actually going to go into those screws. They're going to slide right in there that we just put in. Now I'm going to do a little modification right here, just so you all know, because what I like to do is I like to glue some of these pieces. Now, you have to be very careful with the glue. You want to make sure that you have a wet rag handy, because if you get any overspill or if you use too much, it'll squeeze out of the joints. And you want to make sure you wipe that up right away. Otherwise, you're going to have white spots or white streaks on your closet. You don't want that. I just like to use glue because it makes everything more sturdy. Now, the glue I'm using is Gorilla Glue. I have definitely found it to be the best. Let me line it up with the camera there. I have definitely found it to be the best glue out there. They have all different types for all different types of materials that you're using. However, again, I've just found this to be the best one. This just happens to be a wood glue. It's just your standard wood glue that they put out. You can use any kind of glue you want. Excuse me. I've just always found Gorilla Glue holds better. Okay. All right. So I'm going to set that aside for just a minute. And I'm going to get a wet rag myself and have it ready. So let me turn you off here for a second and be right back. Okay, I'm back. Got my wet rag handy. I'm going to put these two dowels in. As you can see right here on the directions, it calls for two dowels right here in the bottom that are going to connect the wood. In other words, the two pieces, the front and the side here. And we're going to do that on both sides. Okay, again, the dowel's right in the middle, the screws are on each end, and this is where I'm going to use that glue I was just talking about. Alright, so all I'm going to do is just put a little dab in the hole right here of where that wooden dowel's going to go. And again, this is just to give it some extra strength. That's all it's doing. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, you can now see there's a little bit of glue in there. Okay, same thing over here. Alright, so let's back up again. Well, actually, you know what? I'll just stick the dowels in right while I'm here. These wooden dowels, they're going to go right in. And I'm going to go ahead and get a hammer just to tap them into place. Not hard. You just want to tap them. This one slid in pretty easy, but I'm still going to tap it. Now, you see that little bit of glue that seeped up around the edges? That's what I'm talking about. You want to wipe that off with your wet rag or wet towel. Okay? You can use paper towels or rag. It doesn't really matter. Alrighty. Oops, let me back up for a second. There we go. Okay, so let me tap these in. Grab the hammer. And again, it's just a little tap. You'll know when as soon as you hit the bottom of it, it's not a problem there. I'm just going to wipe up the excess because I don't need that coming out on the sides. Alright, there we go. Now for the two sides, which are right here. So, as you can tell, when you look at this, you see the groove right here going all the way down. That groove is going to attach to this side right here. It's going to just slide straight down, okay? And we'll go ahead and slide it on these screws and the wooden dowel at the same time. There's holes on the edges here where the, right here, where the wooden dowels and the screws are going to go in, okay? So this is the one for that side. The reason I know that is because there's no screw ends on this side here. In other words, holes for the screws or the dowel, all right? So let me set this here for a second. I'm going to add another little dab of glue to this end of the wooden dowel. I'm just going to put it right in the hole once again. And this will be the middle hole. And then all I'm going to do is just slide this right on here. Okay, just like so. Now, I want to point something out here, because as I was holding it upside down, some of the glue ran out. And you see the glue right there, okay? So I'm going to wipe that up real quick. And again, it just wipes right up so it doesn't show anything. You'll never see it. However, having said that, you don't want to leave it there, because then you will be seeing it every single time you pull that drawer out. Grab the rag. And I'm just going to wipe that right up. Just that simple. Alrighty. Now for the other side. Oops. Again, just put a little bit in the hole. You could put it on top of the dowel if you wish. I just choose to put it in the hole. Alright, hold on here. That's the wrong piece. No wonder I couldn't find the holes in it. The 3 holes. There you go. So I'm just going to put it in the center one again. A little bit of glue in the center hole. And again, guys, you don't have to do this. I just like to do it because it gives it extra strength. That's the only reason for it. Slide this right on top. Okay, no glue seeped out on that side. Now it may seep out once I put the actual little nuts that go in here that they give you, and you actually screw them in a little bit more, and that tightens it down and pulls it all together really tight. Okay, and you always have to check for the glue seeping out then. At that joint, in which case you'll just wipe it up again. Alright, so that's done. Go back to the directions. And here's the little nuts I was talking about. They are right down here on the bottom. Okay? And all we're going to do is slide those in, and we're going to tighten them up. You cannot really over tighten them, but you again want to make sure your cordless screwdriver or your cordless drill is set down on a lower torque setting. Okay? So let me grab that. These are the little nuts right here. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and attach the little nuts, nut cams, whatever you want to call them. There is what's going to go in the little holes and attach to the screws. It looks just like this. There's 4 of them, 2 for each side. Whoops, dropped it. All right. And bottom line is, these actually require a flathead screwdriver. And these are a little sensitive, so I would not use a cordless drill or a cordless screwdriver on these. Because they definitely don't need much tightening whatsoever. Okay, so let me show you. I just put in 3 of them. As you can tell, well, hopefully you can see it, not a lot of light. Right there. And right there. The other one's over here. And of course there is the hole for the last one. And you can see the screw head sticking up in there. That's what this cam is going to go over. So let me slide that in. Like so. And then all you're going to do is just tighten that up until it won't turn. Do not apply a lot of pressure or you can actually snap those little cams, okay? So you just turn it until you can't feel it turning anymore, and then that's good enough. Alright, so we've got that section done. Let's go back over here to the tripod. Alright, that's all taken care of. Time for the last piece. Last piece being the actual back of the unit of the drawer. So if you look right here, you can actually tell where it's going to be going on. It actually slides right in on the top. Oops, so you can see it. Slides right in on the top over that little lip of the bottom of the drawer. Okay, and again, you just slide it over it at an angle until it actually folds on top, just as it shows you right there in the directions. Okay. Now, as you go a little bit farther up, or down I should say, you're going to see where you get these little screws. They're actually plastic screws, and those are going to attach from one hole, in other words through the side, to into that piece, the actual piece right here of, whoops, right here at the back, that back piece. Okay, and all you do is just tap those in with a hammer. So let me show you that. These are the little plastic screws right here, and again there's 4 of them, 2 for each side. Okay, let me set the screws right there. Grab the other back piece, the back to the drawer. Again, there's just a lip back here, so it's going to slide in just like so. Then what you want to do is take this piece here, one of the screws, slide it through the holes, just to get it to hold there. Now again, you can do this as it's sitting down. I've just got it up for the simple fact you can see it better on the camera that way. Okay, it's actually easier though, pretty much, if you have it on the sawhorses or on the floor, having the drawer lay down. All right, let me put this side in. Put this other screw over here. Sometimes it might take a little bit of adjustment. All right. Turn it this way so I get the other 2 for this side. And all you're trying to do is just go through one hole of this side right here, of the side of the drawer, into the back piece of the drawer. And again, there's holes lined up there where they make it. Okay, so I'm going to tap that one into place with the hammer. Do not hit the wood, or you may mar the wood. What you want to do is just tap on the screw head itself. And that's it. You're just tapping it into place. Okay? Alright, so turn around and do the other side. Pull this out just a hair so I can make sure I'm getting the bottom one of the screw in the hole. There we go. Just tap them into place again. And that's it. And because of the ridges on those plastic screws, it'll make it really hard for that screw to actually slide out or even to pull out once it goes in. So, as you can now see, we now have the complete drawer. There's the screw heads put in. This will be the back of the drawer, and it's all one solid piece now. Okay, so let me set that back here. And now what we're going to do is, next step, is put the hardware, or in other words the rails, on the side of the frame, the closet frame itself. Pretty simple to do, to say the least. They're not difficult, not by any means. Just a matter of making sure you do count up the exact holes on each side. What I mean by that is the holes that you attach the rails to on the inside of the frame. Show you that right now. See, that way your drawer won't be crooked. It wouldn't even install if it was, wouldn't install correctly. Here's what I mean by the holes. These are the holes of the inside of the frame. And needless to say, we're going to go ahead and start on the bottom and work our way up. There's going to be 4 drawers in this unit. And by the way, just so you know, see the cam heads down here? Ikea actually gives you little, basically plastic pieces to cover that up so you don't see the silver. I'm actually not really worried about it right now because the drawer is going to be covering that up anyway. You're not going to see it. However, over in this frame, I will be covering those up. I just haven't done it yet. Okay? Right here, some of the shoe shelves that I've already put in. These are really, really cool. Might as well show you them while I have them out. Because what this does, it's actually one shelf that will hold, in my case, about 6 pairs of shoes, 3 on each shelf. Okay? So, pretty slick. I love how they did that. And again, it just slides right in on the rails. I'll show you these because I've got the glass shelf up on top, dividing it from the hanging clothes. There's the rails right down there. You can kind of see it. We need to clean the glass. Obviously, I'm getting a little bit of glare and it's a little dirty. But those rails are basically the same type of rails, same design that we're going to be installing right now. They're a little bit different, but pretty much the same thing. I'll slide that back in. And as you can see, got another one right down here. Again, holding all the different shoes that I want to have. And they just slide right back in. So you actually have 2 shelves on one shoe shelf, which is really cool. Okay? All right, so let's get back to actually putting this drawer together. Go ahead and set this up. Hold on one second. All right, I've got the 2 rails here that are going to be going on the bottom for the bottom drawer. Pretty simple, very unique design. It actually has an auto close to it with this little shock, little right here. There's like a little, I don't know, for lack of a better word, shock. But anyway, that little baby actually allows it to open and close, and it actually is self-closing when it gets about an inch away, half-inch away. Pretty simple as far as how to go ahead and install it. We've actually got the holes right here that we're going to use. Okay, and as you look at these holes, they actually look bigger. You're going to use the 2 bigger holes. There you go. One on each end. Those are the ones you're going to use. Now, having said that, see the clip right down here in the end? They both have the clips. So, the easiest way to go ahead and distinguish the right or left is this clip has to be in the back of the frame. Again, in the back of the frame. So, what that means is I just set the other one down here. You can see it right there. See how the side is right here that would attach. So the side would attach right there. And I'm going to set this one over here. And the side would attach there too. Okay. Now, there we go. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the second hole. And that is where I'm going to attach it at. And I'll do that on both sides. Okay. These are the screws you're going to use to attach. Just right, oops, there we go. Now you can see them better. Just right here. Okay. And there's going to be 2 for each side of the rail. I'm going to grab my drill again. Make sure you have the drill set to a lower torque, like we talked about earlier. Okay. And I'm going to come right down here. And see if you can see this. Hopefully you can. There we go. And I'm just going to take the first one. I'm not going to tighten it all the way up. Just for the simple fact I like to get them going first and come back and tighten them up together. So I just want it on there so it'll actually stay in there but not snug. And I'll do the same with this. And again, I'm using the second hole up because this will be the bottom drawer. Alright, hold on one second. Keeps sliding off on me. Alright, let's get them snug. There we go. That's that one. Now we'll do the other side. camera over. All right. All right, so now we'll just go ahead and get the other side here. Let me grab 2 more screws. And again, this is a really cool design for this system, this closet system. PAX is again the name of it, called Pax. And I just love the engineering they did on this. And needless to say, quality's great. Seems to work out really good. We're really happy. Attach this one. It's hard to do it when I'm trying to stay out of the camera, but at the same time, camera angle, but at the same time I'm doing it at an angle. There we go. Okay, so that takes care of that. Okay. Now, grab the camera here again. If I can get it off. Alright, now you're going to be able to see that these just slide right out, like so, okay? And we're going to go ahead and pull both of them out right now, so we can go ahead and attach the drawer. Drawer's right back up here, get the directions out of the way, plastic out of the way. And just so I have a little bit more room, I'm going to move the sawhorse out of the way too, okay? Okay, so let's attach the drawer. Again, this will be the back where it's unfinished. Let's see if you can see that. Where it's unfinished right here on both ends. That's going to be the back. Now, the other thing I want to show you is this. What's going to happen is on the front, there's actually 2 little grooves right down here. See if you can see those. Let me move the camera up. And I still need it up more. Okay. Now, see these holes right here? Those holes are actually little plastic pieces going to go in, and then it's going to attach to the other side. I'll show you what I mean in just a minute. But it's going to be done from underneath. And needless to say, this is the little piece right here. And that's going to go in one of the holes, and then this piece here is going to come out and over and basically lock in with the metal frame or the metal rail right up here resting on top of it. So it holds the drawer in, okay? A little difficult to be able to see that on this just for the simple fact that it has to go underneath. But I will do the best I can to show you. And go back down. Oops. Again, I apologize. I am doing this completely at an angle. Alright, there we go. We've got both them showing. Let's go ahead and attach this. Put the back in first. All you need to do is just set it on the rails. We'll just kind of like slide it right there. Alright, we will come out. And I should show you this too. I'm trying to make this as simple as I possibly can for everybody out there. Oh, there, finally, got the camera off. This will save you a lot of heartache, guys, a lot of wasted time and effort. When I was looking online trying to figure out how to do some of this, I found out there really wasn't that many videos out there for it. And that's one of the reasons I decided to go ahead and do it and show how easy this Pax system by Ikea was. But you see these little clips right there on each side of the rail? It's going to slide right into the back side of the drawer is where it's going to slide into. So what I want to do is just slide the drawer back until it actually catches on that. And 1 second here again, lock that in. Get my camera so I can see it. Alright, right there. So we're just going to go ahead and slide this right back. And you'll feel it catch. Just lift up a little bit on the front of the drawer. Hold on to the rail below with your fingers. And just slide it back. And it's going to slide right in there and catch. Now you've got the rail in the front that has a peg on it. And that peg is going to slide right in those holes I was showing you. Okay. Leave that one. Get underneath to look at it. There it goes. And let's make sure this one's in all the way. Nope, not quite yet. There we go. Alright, so that's entirely in. Now we're going to grab those plastic pieces I was just talking about. The piece right here. And again, you're not going to be able to see this, but just because I can't get the camera down there, but all it does is slide in that second hole in the back. And you just go ahead and push it in there. And then it comes out, or I should say it swings in. I'll grab the camera to show you this part. It swings in to lock in that rail. So let me go ahead and show you this real quick. Okay, what I decided to do was go ahead and just finish putting the rest of the drawers in, as you can see right here. So the whole drawer bank is now finished. In fact, the majority of the closet is finished. But I wanted to go ahead and just finish up when I was talking about that little clip. So it was too hard to try to show you the clip as far as on the bottom drawer down here because there was just no room. So I want to go ahead and show it to you right here. Show you on this one, I guess. And you can see the white clip right there. Okay. And that white clip actually is what holds in the drawer onto the rail. It's fastened in the back of the drawer, but it just actually sits on the back. This white clip here keeps the drawer from lifting up or moving out of the way. So what you do is you just go ahead and you take the white clip. Let me get to it here. Hard to do one-handed when I'm actually looking at it through the camera. Okay, so you take the clip, and all you do is just move it out of the way. And that allows you then to pick the whole drawer up once you do it on both sides. But to keep it fastened in, that way you can take it out, move it around, do whatever you want to do. But to fasten it, you just slide it back over. Just that simple. Okay? Just that easy, guys. So, like I said, all the drawers are in now. And the majority of the closet is actually finished. These are, again, the self-closing drawers, which the Pax system has. And I'll show you what I mean by self-closing right here. As you can see, you just go ahead and give it a little push to get it going, and then it actually closes up all by itself the rest of the way. Show you again here. Just like that. Okay? So that does it for this video. We went ahead and showed you how to go ahead and not only assemble the drawers, but also to go ahead and actually install them into the frame. So that does it for this video. And any questions, feel free to ask. Feel free also to subscribe to the channel, Jim's To-Do List. And that's one more project crossed off the list. Have a great day.